Alright guys, welcome back to another one. So today I want to talk a little bit about Kingdom Hearts leaks. Nothing actually specific, no proper leaked content or anything like that, but more so how I'm going to be handling Kingdom Hearts leaks going forward. I feel like it's important to address this, mainly because there was a slight situation that occurred over on Twitter last night. To give you a pretty basic rundown, I have recently got in contact with someone who has been data mining Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, the beta build from May of last year. I was contacted about this on Friday of last week, and since then I've been informed about a whole bunch of stuff. I've seen some pretty wild and crazy stuff. It also relates to the narrative of the game. Trust me, there is some really big stuff that is within those beta files, like Jesus, and it's sort of understandable as to why maybe Square Enix decided not to include some of the narrative related stuff into the beta, even though they are sort of just lying around within the files. It's some genuinely really interesting stuff, but obviously it is, of course, spoiler heavy. Now, I've, for the past few days, been teasing certain things, and last night, I ended up posting basically two things that I guess are slightly important. They're not huge or anything. I pretty much posted the full models of the two characters that appear in this cutscene right here, as we can't see their front view. So I posted the full models of what they actually look like, which is kind of cool, kind of interesting, and their names. You can probably come up with their names without needing the raw confirmation if you've sort of connected the dots, but yeah, I ended up posting the names. I also posted what is the suggested characters of who is talking during this cutscene. There is actually names that pertain to each of the voice clips from the characters speaking in this moment within the internal files. And while it doesn't actually confirm that that's who's speaking these lines, because they are named a certain way, it sort of insinuates the fact that these are those characters. And pretty much that's what I posted. Now, admittedly, I was planning on posting more because I'm telling you right now, as far as stuff goes, that is incredibly surface level compared to what is in the files. Again, I can't stress, like, there is something in there that was supposed to be a part of a quest that looks like it was going to be in the beta, but perhaps Square Enix removed it last minute because they thought, wow, this is probably too big to include in a beta. It basically goes over a main plot point of what Missing Link is going to revolve around. And in a way, I guess sort of changes the whole perspective of how a certain thing in the game can actually work. It's really big, like, it's some big stuff. And not just that, but the files also talk about, like, what the microtransactions are going to look like for Missing Link. You know, it's the whole side of gacha that I don't like, and Kingdom Hearts Union Cross was pretty egregious and a little bit aggressive when it came to its microtransactions. Looking at the prices of jewel packs, sort of bad. So there was information regarding that. And again, just like more stuff. There's even a Disney World that is kind of confirmed within the files, which is huge information because we don't even know how Disney Worlds work in Missing Link, and the only one that is confirmed to actually be in the game is Tangled. Aside from that, we've got no other information on Disney Worlds, and within the files, there is something that suggests what one of the Disney Worlds might be. Now, here's the thing. After posting this stuff over on Twitter, I was called out, and I was actually called out by a Kingdom Hearts content creator. There were people that obviously follow this person that were also disgruntled that I had started to talk about this kind of stuff, considering that it does relate to the narrative. Yeah, in a way, I am sort of starting to spoil stuff for people. Now, I ended up snapping back at this person, mainly because over the course of time, and I have talked about this a little bit over the past few years, but I have a really, really bad outlook on a lot of the Kingdom Hearts content creators of this community. Mainly because since the moment I started creating Kingdom Hearts content back in 2014, I've received nothing but animosity from the smaller KH content creators, and this has been going on for years. I've got a lot of friends in this community, and a lot of the OG Kingdom Hearts content creators are really good friends of mine, but it seems to be that over the course of time, as more KH content creators pop up, because there's a lot of them at this point, for whatever reason, and most of the time there really isn't ever a reason, seem to be in the crosshairs of these people. Totally unwarranted stuff, just basically bad-mouthing myself, my friends, the content that we produce. Insane levels of animosity coming from absolutely nowhere, completely unwarranted, which is seemingly coming from a place of enviousness. And again, I've dealt with this for so many years that back in, I believe it was 2022, I pretty much just hit boiling point. There's only so much a person can take after a while. So now, if someone out of that group has a problem with me, hits me up, I am absolutely going to go on the defensive. After clapping back at this person though, I sort of sat down and I thought about it, and if I'm being completely honest here, this was actually a reality check that I needed, and I'm grateful for this person for calling me out, as much as I hate to admit it, due to previous experiences I've had with this person and people related to that person. So I decided to remove the posts that I put up about Kingdom Hearts Missing Link in relation to leaked content. Also, not going to post anything else about the game that is a part of the files, as much as I do want to talk about it, because we are in this serious case of like extreme drought right now when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. But given the nature of some of these leaks and how important they are to the narrative of the game, yeah, obviously it's just best left up to Square Enix to present it in their own time when they're ready to do so by official means. In a strange, weird turn of events though, I ended up apologizing to this Kingdom Hearts content creator. I wanted to do better than what these other content creators had done towards me in the past, and definitely wanted to admit where I was wrong, because I absolutely was. I shouldn't have posted these things. I also don't want to tarnish my relationship with Square. Posting stuff like this, as much as what I did post wasn't too crazy, it is enough to obviously piss Square Enix off. And it's a relationship that I personally cherish a lot. It's important for my channel and my occupation here on YouTube, and basically how I make my money, and so I need to do my best to protect that at all costs. One good thing though is I am actually going to be talking to this content creator sometime soon to clear the air. I think it's like much needed if we can come to equal ground and just talk out a few things, clear the tension, clear the animosity that has clearly been floating around for many years now. That would be really good. So that's actually something that we are going to do, which should be interesting, and I'm looking forward to basically just getting to a point where things don't feel so staticky and awkward within this community, because I genuinely do feel like there is a bit of a divide when it comes to a lot of the Kingdom Hearts content creators in this community. Now, over the past few months, I've also been slightly mentioning different other things that I have heard from a verified source of mine who is a part of the games industry. I have many means of being able to basically confirm this. They are, at this stage, a pretty good friend of mine, and over the past like 8 months or so, they've been letting me know quite a few interesting things, specifically to do with Kingdom Hearts 4. There is actually something that I do know about this game that if I were to talk about it, it would undoubtedly piss both Disney and Square Enix off. I could pretty much ruin everything I've worked for here on this channel. It's a pretty big deal. But basically, until I actually see Kingdom Hearts 4 for myself, there's no way to actually verify this information. Basically, I'm not trying to be a leaker or anything. I'm not trying to create some sort of a leaker reputation and become this known insider source for Kingdom Hearts or Square Enix. That's just like not my intention at all. But I have heard various different things from a couple of people, and naturally as it goes, because I love this series so much, and that we are in this genuinely concerning current time period where this is the longest we've gone without any substantial news to do with Kingdom Hearts over the run of 20 plus years. I get to a point where I hear about these things or see these things, and yeah, I want to share them with you guys. Whether it be just minor surface level stuff or, of course, narrative related stuff, which is when you start creeping into the dangerous side of the territory. I think the other thing that's important to know for leaks as well is even if a leak is actually true internally, but it turns out to not actually happen, that's kind of the nature of leaks. I'll use the example of the Square Enix February showcase. This was genuinely supposed to happen, but because it wasn't publicly announced and was only something that was internally decided, it means that it is subject to change. Pretty much, I am no longer going to talk about any Kingdom Hearts related leaks, information, or stuff that I hear behind the scenes from the sources that I have. If I want to stay in good standing with Square Enix and not piss off Daddy and get the belt, then yeah, I should probably refrain from talking about the stuff that I have been talking about recently. I'm big enough and ugly enough to admit my wrongs. I think it's important that people do that when they know they are in the wrong. It's good character development, I think. I think, though, recently I've just been getting a little bit too ahead of myself due to this drought. I want to let people know about the exciting stuff that's going on behind the scenes, but at the same time, too, I also have to think, yeah, am I possibly jeopardizing my standing? And also, I know that I'm pissing people off that would prefer to experience this kind of stuff through the official means and the way it was intended to be experienced. I totally get that. Using the Monsters Inc. leak for Kingdom Hearts 3 as an example, well, that was really exciting because all of us were just eager and hungry to learn more about Kingdom Hearts 3 during that time. It was ultimately really disappointing to see the database breach of Square Enix and that content come through because it made the whole reveal of Monsters Inc. infinitely less exciting because we already knew it was going to be a world in the game, and I don't want to be the reason behind something similar to that looking at going forward. However, I do have some good news for you. So the person that is working on data mining Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which, just real quick, shout out to Arena. You have been so helpful, so amazing with what you've been doing with this data mine. Again, some truly interesting stuff lies within those files. But they are actually preparing a full-blown 3D interactive showcase of existing Missing Link assets. And I plan to actually showcase that here on the channel. It's all developed within Unreal Engine, and it's currently looking simply beautiful. Basically, though, I've asked Arena to only include content that is currently known and has already publicly been seen from the footage that we got from the Missing Link beta. But this will give a clearer view as to some of the stuff that's within Missing Link, again, that's already known. None of the stuff that I will be showcasing infringes upon any kind of leak of any sort. It is beautifully presented from what I've seen so far, so I can't wait to be able to showcase that with you guys. To anyone that I may have pissed off during this time, dude, I apologize. My bad. You know, we do slip up from time to time, and I guess it was my time to hit the banana peel. We live and learn, don't we, fellas? We live and learn. Thank you guys for staying real with me. I appreciate all the support and everything that you guys have done towards the channel. It means a lot that I'm in the position that I'm in, and I want to do everything I can in my power to be able to protect this position. I also want to say thank you to my own followers who called me out and pulled me up over on Twitter. It's good to know that there are people that aren't just blindly following content creators or streamers. We see a lot of people just mindlessly following public figures these days, and that these people can't do no wrong. What they say is always true, always correct, and basically these dick riders will die on a hill over these people. It's good to know that people who follow me actually can think for themselves, and they know that if one of these content creators are actually in the wrong, they can call these people out for it. That's huge, especially these days. Thank you guys so much for listening to me and tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We'll talk again real soon.